Good afternoon. And I want to say a very heartfelt good afternoon to the class of 2020, to the parents, to the teachers, to the staff, and most importantly, to the students. I want to say a heartfelt congratulations. You have endured so much. And we could talk about the past year. We could even talk about in the past 3 months. And yet you are still here, still thriving, still going forward, still celebrating your awesomeness at every juncture that you're able to do so. And because of that, I want to say a truly heartfelt congratulations to you. Every single day, you had an opportunity to quit. Every single day, you had an opportunity to surrender, to push back, to say that enough is enough, to say that I can't go forward. But look at you, here right now as a graduate, here right now, pushing forward to the next step of your life, to the next challenge of your life. It wasn't easy, but I believe you can say right now that it was worth it. And one of the lessons that you have to pull from this is understanding that nothing worth doing is ever going to be easy. Nothing worth doing is ever just going to be thrown on your lap. Great speaker Les Brown once said that you can't just stroll towards your goals. You got to get out there and live. You got to get out there and fight. You got to get out there and work every single day to bring out what is possible, to see what can be waiting for you at the end of the tunnel. Some people talk about the light at the end of the tunnel might be a train smacking you into some form of reality, but no, I believe that that light at the end of the tunnel is the sun waiting to shine down on you because you've done the work to come out of the darkness to have all of that light beam its greatness upon you. You didn't start this 2019 and 2020 academic year not realizing that you weren't going to be able to have a physical graduation. No, you didn't start this academic year not realizing that come March or April, or depending on that you were not going to be able to physically touch your friends or sit next to them in the classroom or even have a physical prom. You didn't know that. You didn't know what life was going to be thrown at you, and yet you caught that ball that life threw at you, and you persevered, and you fought hard. And there was sadness, there was despair, there was depression, there was frustration. And then to top it all off, we've had all of the challenges in this world that have been presented to us by what's taking place with our Black Lives Matter movement. And some of us had to walk every day in fear of what may happen to us or members of our family. And some of us had to walk in fear about what may happen with our friends and our loved ones. And some of us were just waking up to the first time to the fear that other people endure on a daily basis. But you didn't stop. You didn't quit. You realize that what you're dealing with right now is just a bump in the road. But you wanted to make sure that it didn't become the road. And so you persevered. You pressed forward. You went on. You didn't quit. You didn't surrender. As I'm fond of saying, you can never win until you wake up from within. And so you woke up and you leaned on each other and you pushed forward. And now here you are, ready to tackle that next challenge, ready to climb that next mountain. And what I want to do today is I want to give you 4 steps, 4 principles, 4 things that you can do, 4 things that you've actually already demonstrated, but maybe you just need a reminder of what you did to bring out your greatness in these last few months. Maybe you just need a little push forward to help you as you go into the summer, as you go into the fall. Some techniques, some tools, some strategies, some easy things that can help you remember what you did during this time, because you're going to need to do it going forward. Somebody once said that success leaves clues. And so I want to give you some clues or some things that you can do to always remember to help take yourself to the next level personally, professionally, in your community, most importantly, as a society. So the first thing I want to talk about, I wrote a book entitled Grow Towards Your Greatness, 10 Steps to Living Your Best Life. And that GROW is an acronym. that G in grow stands for give. And what I want you to think about right now as you go forward is I want you to think about, you've already proven through the work that you're doing that you have the ability to be a go-getter. But now I want you to think about how you can be a go-giver. It has been said that service is the rent that we pay for the space that we occupy on this planet. And so I want you to think about how you can serve better. Dr. King said everybody can be great because everybody can serve. And see, it's easy to develop a woe is me attitude because of what's happening, because of quarantine, because of COVID, because of what's happening in our streets with protests today. But with every opportunity, you have an opportunity to serve somebody. You have the opportunity to use your platform to amplify somebody's voice. You have the opportunity to be committed to a service project. You have the opportunity to get out there and share a story of somebody and be a voice for the voiceless, a voice for the marginalized. You have the opportunity to do that. And every time you choose to give, society gives back to you. If you focus more on what society is going to take from you, guess what? Society is going to keep taking from you. But if you focus on what you can give to society, then society is going to give back to you. It's going to love you. It's going to focus on you. So look at ways that you can give. In the neighborhood that I came up in, where we were beaten up and bullied because of our African names, we decided to give back to that community. And now that community has given back to us in ways that we can't even imagine. Every high school graduate that we see, every middle school graduate that we see, every college graduate that we see that has somehow walked through our doors and worked with programs like Origination and other things that are happening in the community, that gives us a type of pleasure we didn't even know was possible when people were busy calling us names and beating us up and picking on us. So what can you do right now to give back? And if you're already giving back, amplify it. Do it more, because people need to see more service. As you go on to your next transition into the fall and whatever your experience is going to be coming for you in your future, there's always an opportunity to give. And I want you to remember that giving is living. The more you give, the more you live. The next thing I want to talk about in that grow is release. Release. You have to learn to let it go and to let them go if you want to move forward. When I talk about let it go, I mean, if you want to really bring out the greatness that is in you, you have to learn to practice the concept of forgiving. Some of us are so mad at the world for what happens right now, but we need to let it go. Forgive. Remember that the word forgiving is made up of two words, for and giving. And it means for giving yourself permission to move forward. To move forward. I remember I heard somebody once say that when you're driving in a car, you have to remember that you have a larger windshield and a smaller rear view mirror. And why is that? So you can spend more time looking forward and less time looking backwards. Because if you're looking in your rear view mirror all of the time, you're going to crash. And we don't want to do that. We want to spend our time going forward. You can use your past as a place of reference, but not a place of residence. Don't stay there. You were meant to do more. You were meant to be more. You were meant to have more. You were meant to experience more. So use those past experiences of hurt as something that's going to fortify you and help you go further, help you be stronger, help you be better. That's how you let it go. But then you got to learn to let them go. And what do I mean by that? The great philosopher Will Smith said that you are a direct reflection of your 5 closest friends. A direct reflection of your 5 closest friends. So if you are surrounded by 5 racists, you are racist number 6. If you are surrounded by 5 homophobes, you are homophobe number 6. 6 anti-Semites, you are number 7. Let go of people who don't represent where you want to go in your life. Sure, you may have had a troubled past. Sure, you may have done some things you're not proud of, but you put yourself on a path to be better. So start surrounding yourself by people who also want to do better, because you can't soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by pigeons. So you have to decide that you want to fly and surround yourself with other people who also want to fly, who also want to be great, who also want to do their best and forget the rest. So now's the time to make a list of who you can count on and who you can count out. Because if they're not helping you go forward, they're pulling you backwards. Period. Bottom line. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There is no middle ground. So start doing a check. Make a list. Check it twice. There might be some people you need to get rid of out of your life, particularly in a society right now where everybody's scrutinizing you, looking for reasons to pull you down, looking for reasons to say that you're part of a group or part of a community that isn't about bringing out the true greatness that is in you. Learn to let those people go so that you can grow. Some of those people might even be family members who don't support you in the work that you're doing. But every time you focus on trying to bring in a family member for support, you're taking away the space of somebody else who can come in and support you. So you have to be able to let them go so that you can do your best every single day. If you are a you have to look at yourself as a dime in a bag of nickels, right? The dime is smaller, but the value is larger. And you have to look at yourself as somebody who's just a dime. Maybe people just don't understand. You got to surround yourself with other dimes and maybe get some quarters to your life. And as you start bringing out your service, yield no quarter in every way, shape, or form. Release. Learn to let it go. Learn to let it go so that you can grow. That leads us to overcome. You have to learn to overcome your fears. Moving forward, bringing out your greatness, there can be fear attached to that. Fear of failure, fear of success. But you have to remember that fear is false evidence appearing real. Didn't you have a fear that you weren't going to pass a particular class? Didn't you have a fear that you maybe weren't going to make it to Commencement 2020 or even have a Commencement 2020? Didn't you have a fear that you were going to possibly succumb to some of the violence that was going to happen out here? And maybe people that did, unfortunately. And our prayers are always with them. But you are here. That means your work is not done. Fear is that false evidence appearing real. It doesn't mean face everything and forget everything and run. It means face everything and react. The majority of the things that you worry about will never happen. Many of us were able to go to the schools that we went to because people were fearless in the past and fighting for us to be able to occupy that space. What are you going to be able to get out there and fight for so that in the future, people can be able to say, because you fought today, because you fought in 2020 and 2021 and all of these other times, other people in 2030 and 2040 and 2050 are going to be able to enjoy and just live their life because of the work that you did. You got to go out there and be fearless. The same way you tackled that paper, the same way you tackled that project, the same way you crushed that school experience and were able to graduate, you got to get out there and do it that way. That's how it has to be done because you are worth it. And one of the things you have to understand is you're not just good, you're better than good, and you're better than most. F-E-A-R. False evidence appearing real. The majority of things you're going to worry about are not going to happen. So get out there and fight. Get out there and fight like your life depends on it because it does depend on it. And once you do that, you are going to be able to win. You will have a winning mentality. You will be able to win if you do not give in. If you are able to get out there and just know that I'm going to go forward. I'm not going to look back because not only is my life worth it, not only does my life matter, but the lives of other people might come after me matter. You're going to be able to win. People fought so that we can have the winning experiences that we have right now today. Your work is not done. If you woke up today and you are breathing, your work is not done. You're able to graduate today, your work is not done. You have more work to do. This is not the end of the road. This is part of the road. And pursuing your greatness is about the journey, not the destination. So when you look at your giving, when you look at your releasing, when you look at how you can overcome, when you look at how you can win, that's how you grow. You don't just want to go through experiences. You want to grow through your experiences. You want to be your best and forget the rest. So I say to you, Talib and Autumn and Joy, that the road has been hard, but the road is not finished. And there's something waiting for you if you continue on that path down the road. And never forget, I say to you, Brian, Hakeem, and Cameron, that every single day you have an opportunity to turn your obstacles into an opportunity. I say to you, Safi and Harley and Shaumba, every single day, that the challenge that you're dealing with right now is just preparing you for something greater. Because the difference between school and life, in school, you get the lesson and then you get the test. In life, you get the test and then you get the lesson. So be prepared to receive the lessons that life is teaching, that life is going to teach you. I say to you, Karima and Khalid and Ebony, that once you realize that you can turn your problems into possibilities, that the rest of the world will open its doors for you. And if that world doesn't open its doors for you, you kick those doors down and you bring yourself into there. And if they don't have a seat for you at the table, you bring your own chair and you put it down. And you let them know that you're here and not going anywhere. So I say to you, Abdul, Jenny, Andre, Emily, the work is not done. This is just the beginning. This is just your path to greatness. Because every single day, you're facing a challenge. But don't be built and destroyed. Focus on the negativity. People want to get out there and talk about COVID. All right, let's flip COVID. Continue on. Victory is destined, COVID. Continue on. Victory is destined. That's how you flip a negative into a positive. That's how you know you're going to do your best and forget the rest and be better than good and better than most. So to the class of 2020, I say to you, congratulations. I say to you, you will win if you do not give in. I say to you, continue to push forward. And I am going to end with this poem, which is dedicated to every single one of you, your family members, your faculty, your teachers, your staff, and an entire community that just wanted to push you forward. They say that greatness is a choice, but what have you chosen? You've been frozen in time and broken in mind. For too long, the same song playing in your head, living in breath, but better off dead. But who said that you didn't have the power? Who said this is not your hour? You've been showered with a steady stream of words that kill your dreams. But since you're still breathing, then someone has lied to you, tried to deny you of your own potential inside you. If you just decide to, let no one deride you. Don't even let them get beside you as you unearth the new you. Stop listening to naysayers and decide to do you. No more pity parties, sob stories, and boo-hoos. If no one told you that you're great, then let me be the first to. If you develop the thirst to drink from Faith's fountain, you'll develop the might to move mountains. You see, we remove tons of dirt to find 1 ounce of gold. So I ask you to remove tons of hurt and just uncover 1 ounce of your soul. You'll set yourself on a true path of excellence, getting out of your passenger seat and driving your own car. Reaching for the moon, but maybe only landing among the stars. You see, you have greatness inside you, but you must choose to be great. Blaze a path of excellence, leaving fear in your wake. All you need is already inside you. You just must believe in yourself. Grow towards your greatness and discover your true wealth. Congratulations to the class of 2020. Peace.